we are live. You can see we've got some people joining us. Good morning, everyone. Just bear with us. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so. A number of people logging in, which is fantastic. Righto, we'll kick off, I think. A big welcome to everybody. Gee, this is unique, isn't it? Here we are at the Longy Virtual Open Day, and this is the live Q&A session, and the very first one. So bear with me. Hopefully I won't make too many mistakes, and we'll get it all right. Look, this is all about your opportunity to ask myself, John Goldsmith. I'm the principal at Longy College. This is your chance to ask me any burning questions you might have about Longy, and I hope that you've had a chance to tour the virtual campus earlier today. If not, please do so after this session. Look, we'll aim to go for about 30 minutes, but if we're still going, we've got lots of questions, I'll do my best to work through them, and we'll go a bit longer if required. So look, we're streaming through Facebook and YouTube, and the process is just for you to type in your questions. I've got them here coming up on my screen, and we'll just work through them as they pop up. So please feel free to type away, and I'll work through the technology, hopefully without too many problems. So. Look, I'll kick it off, and look, one of the questions that we get asked quite often is all about the costs, and I'll talk about both the tuition and the accommodation costs. I need to put the caveat first, and that is that we're guided by the state government in terms of setting our tuition fees. So they haven't been set yet, but I can give you an indication of the fees from 2020 because they will be fairly indicative of 2021. Now, it does depend on which course you enrol in, but I'll focus on the key courses, the Certificate 4 and the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management. So the tuition fee for a Certificate 4 student, a first-year student this year was $2,080. And on top of that, we have a student amenity fee of $350. So all up, the course fees around $2,400. Very few materials on top of that as well. If you do a farm chemical course, for example, you'll have to pay for some materials, but yeah, a bit over $100 for that. So about $2,500, which we believe is extreme value for money. First year advanced diploma, similarly, your tuition fee would be around $2,600. And again, with the student amenities fee, $350, so a bit over $3,000. Those fees do increase a little bit when you go into second year. So a second year advanced diploma student, your tuition fee would be $4,350. That's this year. Now that's because we get less subsidy from the government for a second year student, but still real value for money. So that's the tuition side. The accommodation, and I have to say that most of our students reside on campus, and the package is you get your room, a single room for 7 days a week during the academic year, and for the meals, we have on-site caterers. Your fee will include 5 breakfasts, so Monday to Friday, and then dinner from Monday to Thursday. And then it's look after yourself on the weekends. We've got kitchenettes, and most students like to prepare their own meals on weekends, or they tend to go home. And that package is about $320 a week, which is the accommodation and the meals. Lunchtime, our caterers offer a takeaway service, or you can cook your own meals. Okay, so there's a bit of an insight into the costs. If you want to know any more, please let me know. Right, so looking at the questions. Mary Ann, welcome Mary Ann. You've got the first question, so well done to you. Hi John, when the students residing at Longy do their 8-week placement, do they still pay accommodation fees, please? Short answer, Mary Ann, no. We only charge for when the students are actually there. Some universities will charge pretty much the whole year. They just block the whole year. We don't charge while the students are on placement. We don't charge during the mid-semester break or the semester break. So there are holidays throughout the years. So hopefully that clears that one up. Amelia, what support do you have in place for students with learning difficulties? Now this is a bit of a tricky one, Amelia. And I'll start by saying that because we have relatively small numbers of students, it's not like a university where you just attend a lecture and then you're left to your own devices. Our staff are there to support the students out of class time. So quite often you'll see individual staff sitting down with 1 or 2 students working through class notes or assignments after class. So we've had over the years, I guess we've had students with various learning difficulties, and we've done our very best to support them where possible. So anything specific there, Amelia, please feel free to contact us. And I should say that for everybody, if you don't get a chance to ask a question today, please contact the college. You can send us through your questions via the website or ring us, and we'll get somebody to respond. Okay, Alicia. Hi, John. I'm interested in Cert 4 and how it happens. Now, hopefully, Alicia, you've had a look at the website. Our training manager, Barry Ray, has completed a presentation which explains both the Certificate 4 and the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management courses. I guide you to there to have a look at that. Barry does go into quite a bit of depth about the 2 courses, and my recommendation is look at that presentation, and if you've got any further questions, then please come back to us. Karina, do you need to reside on campus while studying full-time? Great question, Karina. The short answer is no, but I'd have to say that over 90% of our students reside at the college. We have very, very good quality accommodation facilities. They were upgraded in 2016. It was a $4.5 million project. So the facilities are as good as any university, certainly in Victoria, and I have seen a lot of the facilities. So I guess it's really important to explain that the part of college life is living with your peers and with your classmates. So we recommend that you reside on campus, particularly in first year. I'd have to say, having been at Longy for a fair few years now, I've certainly seen the students that don't reside on campus, they probably don't get the experience, the total package that the students who do stay on campus that they get. And it's really important to note that many of our students will make lifelong friends, and that comes about not just about going to class together, but living together and socialising together. So, yeah, recommendation that you stay on site, but you certainly don't have to. Now, I'm getting lots of questions here, so I'm working through them as best I can. Patria, do you suggest that we come to Longy in year 12 or after we finish year 12? Look, Patria, the question, that's a really good question. And it really is horses for courses. It depends on the individual student. I guess my default position, without knowing you, without working through your personal situation, and again, I'd recommend that you contact the college and particularly you talk to our training manager, Barry, and work through your own circumstances. I guess my default recommendation is that students complete year 12. I think it holds you in good stead for completing your studies. And I guess it's that another year of maturity. Now, I need to be careful saying that because I know that some students they get to the end of year 11 and they've had enough. And that's where the Certificate 4 in Agriculture option comes into its own. It's very hands-on practical, so you can come to us at the end of year 11 into the Certificate 4 course, and as Barry would have explained in his presentation, you can then complete that course, articulate into the advanced diploma. And so that's a real option, but again, it's down to the individual. So hopefully that helps with that one. Alicia, because your second question, Alicia, so well done to you. Is there a lot of theory within the course? Okay, I've just touched on it with that last response. Depends which course you do. Now, if you do the Certificate 4 course, very hands-on practical. The Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management has a real combination. First year of that course, which is 2 years in length, it has a large component of practical in first year, but then we transition and we focus more on the business and the theory side of things in second year. The total course, we believe, is a really good combination of prac and theory, and that's the feedback that we get from our graduates, and I guess from our employers as well. If you don't like theory at all, dare I say, there is the apprenticeship option as well, where you can work on farms. So, yeah, and you look at this year, we've had over 50 apprentices enrolled at Longy, where they work on farms and come and do some trade blocks with us throughout the year. Been a bit tricky in the COVID world, of course. Jesse, does the course fee you previously mentioned include the $300 per week fee for accommodation / catering, or is that on top of the course fee? No, the two are separate, Jesse. $320 a week is purely for accommodation and meals. Okay, Nicole. Hi, John. Do you have dates set for when offers are sent out and when students start next year? Thanks for the question, Nicole. So we're able to send you an offer as soon as we get your Year 12 results. And let's assume you've done Year 12 or Year 11. As soon as you get your results, the best thing you can do is to fill in an application form. You get that to us, and people can start sending us application forms right now. That gets you on the list, if you like, or starts the process. So sending your application form, there's no obligation associated with that. That just gives us your details and make sure that we follow up with you. We'll acknowledge your application, and we'll send you a letter back saying thank you for your application. Then as soon as you get your results, we're in the position, you send them into us and we'll be able to make you an offer. And all going well, we can have that locked down before Christmas. And so then you can go into Christmas knowing that that you're coming to Longy in 2021. So hopefully that answers that for you, Nicole. Alex, do you have a precision ag course? If so, can that be picked up through the Adam course as well? Yeah, thanks, Alex. If you've been to the website already and looked at the data farm tour, you will have seen our project manager, Brian, talking about the data farm. And then, look, this is really exciting. This is a $2.5 million project that we've been working on all throughout 2020 and a bit before. So we'll have the data farm up and going for the commencement of 2021. And what we'll be doing is including some digital ag training within the Advanced Diploma course, the Certificate 4 course, and our Apprenticeship course. It is the way of the future, digital agriculture. We're setting our farm up as a farm of the future. It will have all the latest gadgetry, and it's really exciting that you'll be able to see all of this technology working. We'll gather all the data, then we'll teach you how to actually analyse that data and how to utilise it and make decisions in a farming situation. And whether you're the farmer yourself or whether you're an advisor, such as an agronomist, you're going to be trained up in all of that area. So, gee, that's it's really exciting for next year. So, thanks for your question, Alex. Gemma, do you know the likely time frame from when you receive my school results to when a decision is made with offer of placement? We try and get them out as quickly as possible, Gemma, and that's for your benefit, so that you know you've got a place, and ourselves, so that it's really important for us to know how many students we'll have, so that we can start setting up our class sizes for 2021. So we try and turn those around really quickly. Once you get our results, I know in the past, if it's really straightforward, we can get that back to you within 24 hours. So we try, wherever possible, to turn them around really quickly. If there's any questions, we're not sure about something, we'll get in contact with you. So, thanks for that, Gemma. Marianne, John, what is the process for recognised prior learning? Yeah, thanks, Marianne. Look, really straightforward. If the student comes to us and they already have results for units of competency, you might have a statement of results, might have, for example, done a Certificate 2 in agriculture through vet in schools, when you're at Year 11, Year 12. That's really straightforward, where we can give straight credits. Someone who believes that they've done something that they already know. For example, I'll use the quad bikes as a classic example. We have lots of students who think they can ride a quad bike. We can still teach them some things, particularly around safety, dare I say. So if any student is looking for RPL, so recognised prior learning, they will sit down with our training manager, with Barry, and work through that on a one-on-one basis. So that's probably the answer for that one. Kaylin, I'm interested in doing a school-based farm apprenticeship, but when I click apply on the course, there is no option for this course. Kaylin, can I suggest, can you please send in an inquiry with your details, and we'll get in contact with you. Our apprenticeship coordinator, Claire, she'll get back in contact with you as soon as possible this week. So just put your details in there, Kaylin, and the same for anyone else. Please feel free to put an inquiry. Andrew, what are the most common jobs students go into after completing agribusiness? Thanks, Andrew. Really important, obviously, is the job outcomes, and that's what our training's all about, making our graduates industry ready. And again, if you've watched Barry's presentation, at the end of that, he actually talks about some of the graduate outcomes. Can I just say, I guess if I'm to give you a summary, and look, it varies from year to year with our graduates, but essentially sort of half of our students go into farming. Some go back to the family farm. Others will go and work on farms, and they'll go into farm management. And the other half go into the agribusiness sector. And whether that's rural merchandising, livestock agency, agronomy. Agronomy is obviously a big one. It's a big focus for us at Longy. So for those students that graduate, there are huge opportunities. And I'd have to say, and if you saw my introduction, I've touched on this about the opportunities currently and into 2021. You know, agriculture's been a shining light. And you might say I'm biased, but it has held up incredibly well through the pandemic, not just in Australia, but worldwide. And we're actually seeing enormous opportunity for graduates. And I don't think I've ever seen so many jobs on our jobs board this year. And the number of organisations, the number of individuals that are contacting the college, contacting myself, looking for graduates already. So, yeah, what a great time to come into ag. I wish I was young again, starting out my ag career, because yeah, it's just very, very exciting. So thanks, Andrew. Charlotte, hey, is this more of a TAFE college or university? We're certainly not a university, Charlotte. We're in the tertiary education sector. And I guess we have what's really a niche product. We are in the vocational sector, which is similar to TAFE. If you look at the advanced diploma qualification that we offer, that is the top of the vocational sector. So and I'll give you the really quick summary. In the vocational sector, it works from levels 1 through to 6. So certificate 1, certificate 2, etc., through to the advanced diploma, which is level 6. If you were to go and do a degree at a university, that is level 7. So that is the next step. So we are very close to a university, but not quite. We actually have students who articulate from Longy when they complete the advanced diploma and go on and do their degree at another university, and they will get a number of credits for that. And depending on which university you go to will depend on the level of credit. So hopefully that gives you an insight, Charlotte. Kayla, if we have a horse, are they able to come with us? Absolutely. The short answer is yes, definitely, Kayla. We built some horse yards about 5 years ago. There is a small agistment fee, which helps us with the upkeep of all of the facilities. I'm sure if you're a horse owner, you're aware that they tend to break things, particularly fences, etc. So there is a small fee of $20 a week, which is the agistment fee. But we love students bringing their horses. There's actually six yards which have got an undercover shelter in each of those 6 yards, and there's another 3 yards which don't have shelters. So we can hold at least 9 horses. And yeah, I love seeing the horses trotting around at the end of the day with the students going for a ride. It's fantastic. Tiani, I'm working full-time and cannot stay at the college. I also don't live locally. Would I be able to complete a Diploma of Agronomy almost completely via distance? Will depend on your background, Tiani. So I suggest you get in contact with us and we'll work through your individual circumstances. The short answer, and this is for everyone, that our agronomy course is available online, has been for a number of years now. It's available, so you can do the whole thing by distance education online. Some students elect to do a blended model, so some units online, Some they come face-to-face, particularly for a couple of our units that are in the block. So there's a couple of one-week blocks with some associated study, which suits some students. Otherwise, students come to us and do it face-to-face. So yeah, some options there, Tiani. Please contact us with your details and we'll get back to you and follow that up. David, what exactly does the Certificate 4 in Ag entail and what sort of jobs can result from doing it? Okay, thanks, David. We've got a similar question from before. Again, I'll direct you to Barry's presentation. Really quickly, Certificate 4, students need to have completed year 11 to enter the course. It is very hands-on and practical. And after the 2 years, you have two options. One, you can go on to further study and complete the second year of the advanced diploma, which approximately half of our students go on and do that. Or you can go and get a job. And that is, you're asking me what sort of jobs. Really, they are working on farms. Certificate 4 is very focused. It's hands-on practical, so working on a whole range of farms, whether it be the intensive industries or cropping or sheep and cattle or a mix of the above. So yeah, that's probably the quick answer to that. Still trying to get through these questions, conscious of the time, but we're working through our questions. Connor, we've got my first COVID question. If COVID-19 is still around in the new year, will courses still run? I have to say, Connor, my crystal ball has been on the blink for the last 6 months. Hasn't been working that well, but in all seriousness, I guess we're learning about COVID all the time, and we're learning to live with COVID more and more. I'll give you an insight as to what's happened this year. So we had students from February to March. We then had to send everybody home. We went to online learning for term 2. And then we were able to bring all of our full-time students back onto the campus in term 3. And under stage 3 restrictions, we were able to do that because of the practical nature of our training. I'm really pleased to report that the protocols that we've put in place, we've actually got through to the end of term 3 now. So that was a 10-week block, which in COVID world is a really long time. And we've been able to offer our training. Yeah, we've had to modify timetables and we've had to meet all the protocols, social distancing, etc. But we've got through that. And having lived it, I guess, we know what to put in place going forward. Yeah, a long time yet till 2021. We've still got to finish off term 4 for this year, but all things going well, we'll certainly be up and going for 2021. That's the way we're planning at the moment. And if we could get a vaccine made before then, that would be tremendous. Holly, do you have to be a VCE student to go to attend Longy, or can you by doing VCAL? Yeah, thanks, Holly. Look, we've had a number of students who've completed VCAL over the years. Again, gets down to the individual student. And if you have completed VCAL, we would sit down with you and we'd look at which course suits you best. And what we're after, and this goes for any student, is we're really looking for passion and commitment. Look, school results are important, but they're not the be-all, end-all. We don't put a lot of reliance on an ATAR like universities do. What we're after is enthusiasm and commitment to your studies. So, and we'll have an interview with you before your course, and we try and do that with every student. And make sure that we fit you to the right course, right? Because it's all about every individual making sure that we set you up to get the best outcome. We don't want to set you up for failure by putting you in the wrong course. So we'll do that with every student. Kaylin, and can apprentices stay on campus during their training blocks? Short answer, Kaylin, yes. We have 107 rooms, 107 individual rooms. Again, to give you an insight, so we've had about 85 full-time students at the peak this year. It depends on the time of year. Some students are off doing industry placement, so numbers do vary a bit, but absolutely we offer on-site accommodation for our apprentices. Gus, can you defer if you receive an offer? Again, Gus, short answer is yes. We have a number of students do that each year. I'll give you my experience with students who defer, and again, it gets down to the individual. My experience is that there are more of the students who defer. There are more who don't come back to study than those who do. So, and if I was to put a number on it, I would guess that about one of 4 students who defer actually come to the college and study. And the reason behind that, if you think about it, a lot of students who defer, they'll go and work. Once they've got a job, they'll have accommodation. They might have boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. So they start living their life, and it then becomes really difficult to give that up and to come back to study. Now, there are some who are really committed and they need that 12 months to go and earn some dollars, so they're more financially sound when they come and study. So, look, it depends again on you and how committed you are, Gus. Tina, if we've already done the Certificate 2 in Ag, would I be let into the Advanced Diploma course? Thanks, Tina. Again, that's an individual question. You would sit down with Barry, and as I was saying before, we'd make sure that you are suited to the right course. And we're certainly not going to make you do the Certificate 2 again, but we've just got to make sure you're not set up for failure. Kieran, can you go from the Certificate 4 to the Diploma of Agronomy? Yes, Kieran, you can. If you're not doing the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management, and a lot of students do the Diploma of Agronomy at the same time because they get a lot of credits via the Advanced Diploma course. One of the requirements, if you're not taking that pathway, entry into the Diploma of Agronomy, is that you've completed a Certificate 4 in Agriculture. So the short answer there is yes. Amelia. Oh, sorry, Amelia, I've just lost you. Amelia, so if my son wanted to do Cert 4, does he need to do Year 11 at the same time, or can he just do that course? So if you want to do Certificate 4, just so we're clear, the straight-in entry to Certificate 4 is that you have completed Year 11. That's the entry requirement for that course. So I'm not sure about the other details, Amelia. Please contact us and we'll get Barry to follow up with you. Grace, do I have to do scored Year 12 or can I do unscored and still attend? If you listen to my previous comment about that, Grace, we would sit down with you on a one-on-one. We'd do an interview with you. I mentioned we don't put a lot of emphasis on ATAR. If you have a good ATAR, you've passed Year 12, pretty much we just make you an offer there and then. If you haven't got a score, we just want to make sure that, again, we're putting you in the right course, all right? So whether that's Certificate 4 or Advanced Diploma, because this is all about you, making sure you're not set up for failure. So the score is not absolutely critical, and we'll work on a one-on-one basis. Alex, hi John, I deferred the ADAM course last year for 2021. Will I have to reapply or am I already on the list for 2021? No, you're already on the list, Alex, if you've deferred. And I assume Donna has already been in contact with you. So you'll be right to go, Alex. Look forward to seeing you in 2021. Matthew, do many students fit full-time study, such as agribusiness, around full-time work? Really, really difficult, Matthew. So the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management is done on campus. So yeah, we don't have any students who are doing that course while they're working. The Diploma of Agronomy, because it's online, you can complete that course whilst you're working. It is difficult. Let's make no bones about that. Both studying and working at the same time. A lot of people are quite ambitious. They think, oh yeah, I'll enrol. It is quite hard, and you just need to take on one or two subjects a semester. But it can be done, but you need to be committed. Conscious of the time, I've still got a fair few questions. We will keep going for the moment. I'll try and work through them. Abby, what pathways can the Cert 4 in Ag lead to in relation to sheep and livestock? Abby, just because we're in the Wimmera and we focus on cropping, we certainly have a strong focus on sheep and cattle as well. So at the college, we have both Merinos and First Cross ewes, which we breed from. We have a small beef cattle herd as well. All our students get to do those activities. You talked there about the Certificate 4. Our Certificate 4 students just completed a week of shearing last week. So I think their weary bodies will be recovering this weekend. So they've done that. Now they're off doing their industry placement for the next 8 weeks. So yeah, lots of opportunities, particularly working on sheep and cattle properties, Abby. Karina, what are the course options for becoming an agronomist? Look, Karina, we have a large number of our graduates who become agronomists, and I'd highly recommend, if you want to go that pathway, you complete the Advanced Diploma of Agribusiness Management in conjunction with the Diploma of Agronomy, which a large proportion of our ADAM students complete that double. And yeah, I think I could go to most agronomy firms and find a Longy graduate around the state. Nicole, do you have a start date for the diploma course next year? Yeah, we're just fine-tuning the course dates at the moment, Nicole. And whilst they're not exactly locked in because we're just massaging the timetables around COVID, I can tell you that it's highly likely that we'll be starting in the second week of February with our full-time courses. So that will give you an indication. Sophie, hi John, if we're doing year 12, do we need a certain ATAR to be accepted? Or just, I think I've answered that question. There's a bit of a lag between my answers, so hopefully I've answered that previously, Sophie. Connor, how much can I base my course on my interest, e.g. beef cattle? Yeah, again, Connor, certainly we have strengths in cropping, sheep and beef cattle. If I was to break the course areas up, probably a third of the content is around cropping, a third around sheep and cattle, and a third around business management, just to give you a rough indication. Jesse, this is back about the fees. Can the $320 weekly accommodation / catering fee be prepaid at the start of the year when tuition is paid, or is it more of a payment made every week? No, certainly, Jesse, we have a combination of payment options. We have some students who go into payment plans. We have others who pay a lump sum at the start. Typically, that's for a semester, so half a year, and then they pay the other remaining in the second half of the year. I should mention that for the tuition fee, we are registered for vet student loans. It's a bit like almost, we don't accrue any HEX fees. Students don't accrue HEX. However, if you want to borrow the money for the tuition fee, you can do that through vet student loans, and that's from the government, which you pay once you start working, a bit like a HEX fee. Relatively small amount of money. Those, as I mentioned earlier, that first year ADAM tuition fee, a bit over $2,500, but you can borrow that and start paying it off once you start working. Holly, can I bring my cat? Holly, short answer, no. We have enough cats that roam the college. Might I say, whilst we talked about horses, we have a horse facility. There are no pets allowed. I do get asked often about, can I bring my dog? Look, we have a livestock coordinator. He has a couple of sheep dogs. We can't have any other dogs roaming the property, similar to cats, etc. So There's a no pet policy. You're going to have to leave your cat at home, unfortunately, Holly. It'll look forward to seeing you when you go back at holiday breaks. Amelia, I'm doing VCAL. Can I still come? Yes, I think I've answered that one earlier for you. Liam, what is the rough timetable when attending at Longy? Liam, highly recommend you go and watch Barry's course overview, which is on our website today, part of the virtual tour, where he actually shows you a timetable, gives you an indication of what it looks like. I won't expand on that any further. Michaela, how many weeks do students attend the college in a year? If they are completing that, and I've just, it looks like you've missed the course, but there are 32 weeks, Michaela, of the academic year, broken up into 4 terms or 2 semesters, basically 16 weeks per semester. Does vary a bit depending on which course you're doing as to how many weeks you'll attend the college, depending if you're doing industry placement, etc. Sorry, Michaela, and then your next question, you put the ADAM program. I should have kept reading the next question. So that in first year ADAM, 32 weeks. In the second year of the program, you'll have an 8-week industry placement component. So that's 24 weeks in second year. Okay. Just conscious of the time, we'll try and wrap it up in a couple of minutes. Looks like I'm getting towards the end of the questions. Yep, I've only got, looks like I've got 4 or 5 to go. Lene, how many student places are there available in the certificate for? Currently, there are plenty of places, Lene, and it's really a first in, first serve basis. So my recommendation, again, that if you are interested, put in an application form. That gets you on the list. And whilst we do have a nominal cap, we haven't reached that in past years. So, but just in case, because there is a fair bit of interest, I'd have to say, in 2021. So highly recommend you get your application form in. David, what is the difference between the Certificate 4 in Ag and the Farm Apprenticeship? Basically, David, it's just how the course is structured. So with an apprenticeship, you're working on the farm. So you actually come to the college for some trade blocks, depending on which year. So we offer Certificate 2, 3 and 4 within the apprenticeship program. As an example, if you're doing the Certificate 3, which is second year of the apprenticeship, you'd attend the college for 6 weeks of trade blocks, so 1 week at a time. If you're doing the Certificate 4 course full-time, then you come and do that on campus. You do all that practical work at the college, utilising our farm to learn all those skills. Connor, for placement in the advanced diploma, what would be the furthest we would travel? Well, industry placement, Connor, we've had students travel all over the world. I guess given COVID, that's not likely to happen for some time now. And even within Australia, you know, the border restrictions might impact moving forward. Who knows? Again, my crystal ball not working that flash. But certainly we've had students go all over Australia to a whole range of organisations and businesses. And so it's a fantastic opportunity, that 2-month block. Mick, is the Cert 4 available to mature age students? Absolutely, Mick. No age restriction whatsoever. Bianca, could you mention a bit about what scholarships are offered? Yeah, Bianca, can I, again, highly recommend you go and look at our virtual tour for the open day. Donna has a session on scholarships there for you. And yeah, we've worked really hard at scholarships. This year, so in 2020, we have been able to offer almost $250,000 to our students, and I've actually applied for more funding in 2021. I hope, fingers crossed, hope that will increase even further in 2021. So yeah, go and have a look at Donna's presentation. Jonty, can you go from staying at home to staying on res after the course has started? Yes, Jonty. I'm not quite sure what the angle is on your question there, but the short answer is yes. Janae, will the college be accepting people from other states due to COVID? Absolutely, Janae. I think you'll find Victoria is probably the issue. We actually have a number of interstate students at the moment. It is the mid-semester break, and for our second year Adams students, they actually have a 2-week break. We have our interstate students actually staying at the college during these 2 weeks because some of them can't go home because of the border restrictions. Look, I'd have to say, you know, we look at how COVID is progressing and it's improving all the time, particularly regional Victoria. And I think we'll see some announcements this week with changes in restrictions. So we will certainly be accepting interstaters next year, Janae. And looks like our lucky last, and we'll wrap it up from here. And look, thank you very much for your questions. Jane, do you have to organise your own 8-week work placement, or does the college organise this? Jane, as part of the process, we encourage students to contact the employer and to negotiate all the details themselves. It really helps set you up with getting a job at the end and going through a similar process. We actually have a list of employers who love having Longerong students for placement. So if you haven't got any ideas or you haven't got anywhere to go, we will certainly assist you in the process. But again, we're not going to hold your hand too tightly. We want you to work through it and use it as a learning opportunity. But we're going to make sure you have a placement at the end. So we'll support you in that process. Yeah, again, that is a really exciting part of the course. Righto, so there we go. We've gone a bit over time, but gee, we've had a huge number of questions. I hope that's really helped you. Look, I really encourage you, if you haven't done so, go and have a look at all the presentations for the virtual open day. It is our first go at it. And so look, we're really happy with what we've been able to show. It's not the same as being on campus. I must say we are still planning for an information day, which is in December. So it's the first Friday in December. I really hope that we're going to be able to have prospective students on campus. We will certainly have to abide by all the protocols of the day, and hopefully we might be able to have a small number come and visit. We also offer one-on-one tours, so please contact Donna and she'll arrange that for you. Again, working within the protocols of COVID. But as we're seeing, things are changing, and we're still planning to have those tours take place this year. And look, if need be, we might even have a couple of information days. We'll just adapt as we've done for the last few months as required. So look, I really hope the Q&A session has helped you with some of those questions you might have had. And as I say, if you've got any further questions, we do have another session at 2 o'clock. If you want to join in again and get your question answered, I'll do my very best. Otherwise, please go to our website, go to the inquiry page and put your question in there, or contact us direct. Give us a call during the week. Ring the college number and you'll get directed to the right person. So look, thanks very much. Hope you have a great remainder of Sunday. And for those of you coming to Longy in 2021, I really look forward to seeing you. And look, stay safe in this COVID world, and all the best. Thanks very much.